Recording?
Yep.
Show notes?
Yep.
Minty tea?
Definitely.
All right, let's start.
Let's do this thing. There we go.
So, would you a bit of follow up? Would you like to tell the listeners what you found between episodes?
So when you were considering sending all of the population of England to an insane asylum, it actually turns out there is a brand of ham that is stored in a can that looks like the building. I remember I was talking about this. I was looking up stuff like this, and I was like, I'm sure there is a type of ham or can, some kind of ham brand that's canned and it looks like that. And sure enough, it does exist, and it looks like an actual can of ham, like the building.
Yeah. The building, the can of ham, is totally named after this DAC brand thing.
Other hams are available.
Right. There will be an image in the show notes, but I feel so much better about this name now. It makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, it does. It's like, oh, wow. And then it kind of feels like that it was intentional. And that they named,
Yeah.
the architect was actually high on weed for once.
Maybe he was trying to come up with a creative design for the building, and he was just staring at his
at his ham,
his cupboard, looking at his cans.
Yeah.
Yeah, who knows?
I guess there's pieces of screwed up paper with bags of pasta or tea bags, because those are other things stored in pantries. I guess I don't know.
Yeah. It was either this or he was going to make a giant bow tie pasta, but...
Or that bottle of gone-off ketchup he keeps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that was...
ketchup bottle. Well, then the bottle might have been... No.
Yeah, the bottle was actually one of his reserves. He had...
Yeah.
He had a few...
Yeah, maybe that'll date this episode where we say, oh, the bottle, that's not a real building in London. Then a new building goes up and gets nicknamed the bottle.
Yeah. She's surprisingly as well for follow-up when I was talking about there not being very many cylindrical buildings. I was like, of course there are, but none to my knowledge. But I have seen, there is one I walked in Canary Wharf where it's really weird actually. It's really wobbly. I don't know how to describe it. I don't think I can pull an image of it up. But it's these apartment flats, and they're circles, but then there's another circle leading on top of it, but then slightly off. So then the bit that was the sticky out circle was a balcony, and then so on. But when you're on the floor, on the ground, and you look up at it, it looks really strange. So yeah.
Huh.
We've nicknamed it the Wobbly Building. In my
the Wabbles headquarters.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Wabbles headquarters. Brilliant.
One other thing I'd like to mention about the towers. The hot dog, what's it called?
Heron Tower. But,
Heron Tower.
We called it the hot dog last episode.
Right. Yeah. I don't know how I missed this last episode when we were talking about it, but it has a spire on one side of it.
Oh, yeah.
It's got an asymmetrical spire.
Yeah.
Which actually makes it look a lot more like a walkie-talkie than the walkie-talkie did.
Yeah, it definitely does. But I still think hot dog is so stupid and common.
Oh yeah, I'm on board with hot dog 100%. Because,
but yeah, it still definitely looks. Yeah,
because if we gave it a name which made sense, then it wouldn't match all the other buildings.
Yeah, of course.
You've got to have a name that kind of makes sense, but is also fairly stupid.
Yeah, well.
Plus, if we name this the walkie-talkie, then there would just be confusion.
Actually, if we're gonna give it a name, would make sense, it would be 110 Bishop's Street, which is the road it's on, which is
I feel like
the
that's an
way.
address, though. That's not a name, you know?
Mm, they seem to be referred to, or actually, nowadays sometimes they refer to them as like uh, Tower 57 or something, which sounds really like reminds me of the like City 17 in Half-Life 2.
Yeah, but that's still, like, that's not really a name.
Yeah,
As like, we don't, you're not, like, person 3000 whatever, you know?
yeah,
Your family doesn't name their kids, like, 1, 2, 3, 4. Like,
they're not like products on a barcode where
yeah, and I think it's much easier to give buildings names and then like learn those names than it would be to just number them in the order that they were built and then just expect everyone to know like where a building is just by the number.
yeah.
Because I'm sure they're not like in order by any means.
Oh no, yeah. It's just wherever they happen to be is their
Yeah.
address.
So I'm okay with like nicknames. I just think some of them are ridiculous. But
Yeah.
some, maybe like the can of ham, are less ridiculous than it first appeared to me. Because,
Yeah.
as far as I know, we don't have this brand.
No, I don't think so. I think I've seen it a couple times in supermarkets and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah. Actually, I also wanted to point out as well, like when I was struggling to find photos last episode, it's quite clear here when you can literally just see like to the left of the hot dog is just like the tip of the gherkin.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because all of the massive skyscrapers I was talking about are all within like a 5 mile range of each other.
Yeah.
So if you want to get a really good photo of one, you're gonna have to include the others, and I didn't want to
Yeah,
give away any buildings.
you went out of your way to try and get pictures that just had the single buildings in them, but
Yeah,
as if like me seeing another building was gonna tell me like, oh, I know which one that is. But
yeah,
I guess there's a chance I could have been like, oh, that one is kind of Pringle shaped or something, you know.
I don't think that.
So
Pringles
clearly that's real.
nailed it. But yeah,
But yeah, this is the only one I could think of off the top of my head.
makes sense.
I don't
Very.
like if I had seen the can of ham, I would have never thought like, oh, there must be one that's coming up that's going to be named the can of ham. Like
Yeah,
I wouldn't have got that by seeing it in another picture. But I appreciate the thoroughness of your image gathering.
yeah,
When I was putting the video together, I realized we actually miscounted.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in the recording we said that I got 8 out of 15.
Yeah.
I actually got 7 out of 15. So from slightly more than half to slightly less than half. Basically, I'm still like not any better than just a random guess of 50-50.
Yeah. 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 I did like the little effect whenever I said 8 out of 15, it would expand a little bit, which was quite funny, just to push the point that it was like, no, it was 7 out of 15.
Oh, yeah.
That was quite a little visual work from you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I put way more work into the video than was probably necessary.
Yeah. Yeah, but it turned out quite well.
Yeah. I wish we didn't have quite so many exporting issues, though, because then we could have actually released on the same day that the podcast went out on RSS.
Yeah.
But, you know, we're learning.
You win some, you lose some.
Yeah.
But yeah. See, you have a little quiz for me.
Right. Okay. We'll try this. I don't know if this will be as good. There's no images, which
Okay.
I feel like should be an advantage considering we're doing an audio medium, but
Yeah.
something about looking at pictures and describing them just feels interesting for some reason over podcasts.
Yeah.
But you're obviously not American,
No.
but I was wondering, how well do you think you know the U.S. states?
Ooh. I think I know them rather well.
Okay, so you could name a few states.
I could name you a few.
All right.
And I could name some of the ones that no one really knows about outside of the US.
How? Well, good, because my quiz is not about the states.
Oh,
How well
right.
do you know the state capitals?
I'm not sure. I vaguely remember some because I've been setting up some clocks on my phone so I could see other times in across time zones. And I was looking at America and I was just trying to pick out key locations. So like on the East Coast for Eastern time, I did like New York, and then like LA and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I know. I mean, not too many, but probably a passable amount that I can do basic geography.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
I've got this broken up into sections. All right.
Okay, great.
Oh, if you want to play along, get like your scoreboard and
Yeah.
get your finger ready on the pause button. You have been warned.
Yeah. Instead of question 10.
All right.
Let's do this.
Section 1. All you have to do, capital or not capital.
Okay.
Okay. Number 1, Carson City.
I'm gonna go with not capital, but yeah, that was just not capital.
That's wrong. It is the capital of Nevada.
Can I just say it? Just feel a bit lazy of saying if it's like it. I guess if it like you would say something town, but as in you were just saying something town because it could get mixed up with something. But I don't think. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess
I don't know what Carson was worried about.
Yeah, because it's not like London City where you do have to specify Greater London and London.
Right.
But
right.
yeah, it just feels a bit strange.
It is strange. Number 2, Metropolis.
Right. Reminds me of Townsville. I'll say capital for that one.
Yeah? Capital?
Yeah.
No. Metropolis is the city in Superman. Not,
yeah, right.
Not a real.
I was gonna say.
Not a real place.
Yeah. I was gonna say like Townsville. Why? What? I just assume you guys are just.
Good.
I don't know.
Good effort on that one.
I don't know. I haven't. Oh my gosh, there it is. That's like common.
All right. Number 3.
I can't
Number
say
3.
that word, but you're an imbecile.
Redemption Time. Springfield.
That's hard. Well, here's the thing, because didn't the writer of The Simpsons use the name Springfield to be very vague, even though I think someone did some geography and found out it was in Oregon. But I'm gonna say not capital because, well, yet again, I feel like that Superman one was throwing me off, but yet again, you could be throwing me off by throwing me off.
Yes, how many trick questions are there?
I'm sorry. How many layers can we go before we reach just insanity levels? That's really hard.
This is the easy section. This is just yes or no.
Yeah. I'll say. Yeah, it could just be I'll say capital just because it's a really vague name.
Okay, you got it.
Yes.
That was really close. You almost logicked yourself out of that one.
Yeah, like almost triple logicked myself out of that one. Yeah.
It is the town in The Simpsons, because there's a Springfield in, I want to say almost every state, if not like every state. It's a really common town name, but in Illinois it is the capital.
Right.
So that's presumably like the most significant Springfield. I don't know. Fortunately, there aren't 2 states with a capital of Springfield because that would be confusing.
Yeah.
All right, number 4. Atlanta.
Ooh, I know that is a city, but actually, yeah, I'm gonna say capital.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was gonna say I recognize that one, but yeah, it's because the maps have it on as a key point thing.
Yes. Capital of Georgia.
Mm.
The state which I was born in, actually.
Hmm.
Number 5, New York City.
Not a capital. Um. Yeah, not a capital.
Yeah. This ties
Yeah.
into what you were saying about cities. Like you wanna clarify that it's New York City and not New York State.
Yeah,
You
isn't
know?
the
But
capital of New York like? I don't want to get this wrong. Isn't like Albany?
yes, Albany.
Yeah.
Okay, bonus points.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
you.
Cool.
That's section 1. You were 3 out of 5 with
Yeah.
meaningless bonus points of Albany.
Yeah.
All right,
Right. Second section.
section 2. This time I'm gonna give you a capital, and you have to name the state.
Okay.
Okay. You said you knew a fair number of states, so I feel like you have a chance.
Yeah.
All right. Number 1 of section 2,
Mm-hmm.
or number 6. I haven't decided how to number them yet. Providence.
Providence. I feel like I've heard that one before. But I'm not sure. Providence is. Since I'm not too sure, I'm probably gonna have to guess out of the 20 odd I know. So I'm just gonna take it like a stab in the dark and say, like, I don't know, Wisconsin.
Nope.
Yeah.
There was a good random stab. I'm surprised you even know of Wisconsin.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
As like you said, like 20 or whatever out of 50. Like.
It's probably more because I consume a lot of American media and such. So it's like I couldn't name you state. Like I could name you quite a few states, but like I can read and be like, oh, that's a state of the U.S.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You probably would recognize them if you saw them.
Yeah.
The correct answer was Rhode Island. Providence, Rhode Island.
Right.
Number 2, Raleigh.
Raleigh. Raleigh. Raleigh. That's probably also gonna be another random one, but I don't know. Let's say like the one that sounds the stupidest in my head, Idaho, because I don't know. I mean, there's a 1 in 50 chance I get it right. Well, no, like, yeah.
I don't know that this podcast has any listeners or will ever have any listeners from Idaho, but just in case,
I'm not sorry.
I'm gonna put a sincere apology here. Wabbles has no remorse. He thinks your state is stupid. He thinks you're stupid.
I mean, who needs potatoes anyway?
Right. Irish people.
The Irish sure don't.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I guess they don't.
See, they're doing fine.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Raleigh,
wow,
Idaho.
What a surprise.
No, it's it's North Carolina actually. That's
yeah.
you know that's my state where I am currently.
Yep.
But that's fine. I just threw that in there because it's where I'm from.
Yeah.
Not Raleigh specifically, but
Yeah.
moving on. You know Hamilton.
Yeah.
Where is Jefferson City?
Jefferson. Oh, no, I'm trying to. Oh, damn it! Oh no, like the lyrics from the song have left my head. Damn it! And now I'm trying to remember because they say the name of the state he comes from in that song, don't they? What was it?
Not that this city was even in Hamilton. I was just, you know who Thomas Jefferson is.
All right, I see. But I remember he mentioned a state he's from, and that probably would be a good enough answer.
That would be a reasonable answer, yes.
What's the name of the? What's it? Oh, damn it! This is really annoying me now. This is gonna nag at me until we might be here for the whole recording period. No.
I mean, yeah, we're just cut all this thinking time out.
Yeah, probably. Definitely so feels less awkward. It's like when I'm in like a German speaking test and like I forget like a word or something and I'm just stuck there, just like, oh, what's it? I'm trying to recall it from memory.
You take German in school?
Yeah, it's mandatory that we do 2 languages. It's not fun. We're currently doing German and French. Oh no, I don't think that's it. But is that a city? Yeah, I know that's not a state, is it? So,
Monticello?
yeah.
Yeah, no, that's just his house.
Yeah. I was gonna say it's not even a state name that
Or-
I would recognize.
Yeah.
Let's say like, I don't know. Montana? I don't know. It's just a guess.
No, Missouri.
Yeah, Missouri.
Actually,
Yours an M.
Jefferson City. I just realized that might not be
Missouri.
named after.
Thomas Jefferson. But Missouri.
Okay, it is. It's named for Thomas Jefferson. I had
Yeah.
I saw it was in Missouri, and I had like a sudden concern that maybe it was named for like Jefferson Davis, the president of the Confederacy.
Yeah. Well, that
I
annoys
was
me
like, that would be
because
bad to have as your capital still.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I'm annoyed now because I was thinking of a state that began with M for some reason, and I was like, well, yeah, Montana is the only one I can think of in this current moment. But yeah, continue.
What are you clicking? Why?
I'm picking up my water bottle, but it's very.
You need a quieter fidget.
It's not my fidget. Maybe if I have a. That's my mint mug. Here it is. I'm just gonna fill this up with water and then drink from it.
Okay.
Oh, how's that for the ear holes?
Some pouring ASMR.
Yeah, right, cool. So, next one.
Dover.
Oh, damn it, that's one I recognise, but. I recognise the name, but I don't.
Isn't there a Dover in the UK? Or no?
Oh, there's the cliffs of Dover
Yeah,
in the south. Yeah, actually, yeah.
that might be what you're thinking.
Yeah, that might, yeah. That's what I'm thinking of, yeah. Dover. You Americans are relentless on stealing our names. Oh, using a mug, that was a bad idea. Just got some water on myself, but that's fine. Dover. That's a tricky one. Dover. That's okay. I'm probably gonna have most all of these have been shots in the dark. So let's just say like,
I feel like this section might be too hard.
yeah, like Arkansas. Say that.
No. Interesting choice. It's Delaware. There's some like alliteration there. Dover,
Yep.
Delaware.
Yeah, and now I remember. I think I remember hearing something. I always remember. Yeah, Delaware. That makes sense. I think I've seen things about Delaware, and they've been talking about Dover. That's right. Cool. Thanks, Wabbles. Remember these after the fact.
Well, last one in this really difficult section.
Yeah.
Little Rock.
Little Rock.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no. Little Rock. Like what type of name is that? A place that has a small rock.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I'm trying to remember my states.
They're not as cool as Australia. They only have a little rock.
Right. Yeah, but yeah. What's the name of that massive rock on Australia again? Getting sidetracked.
Yeah, I can't remember.
I'll look it up afterwards. I don't know. I'm gonna take a guess again and say like West Virginia. Mm-hmm.
No, and you're not gonna like the answer. Arkansas.
Yeah. Right. Cool. Right. Yeah.
It's
Mm-hmm.
it's the one you just guessed.
Mm-hmm. I was hoping with like, yeah. Right. Cool.
Well,
See, yeah. State capitals are annoying. I think.
Yeah.
Because at least in the UK we have some consistency, like York, and then it's just they're mainly just the name of the county, but with the shire cut off the end. But yeah.
Yeah. Then you also have like less probably to try and remember. Honestly, like I don't know a lot of these.
You're just looking them up.
But section 2 is a complete bust. I hope someone playing along is doing better than you right now.
I mean, yeah, of course. If they're American, they're probably doing rather well.
Yeah.
Not geography nerds, but
yeah.
We don't do like city name geographies over here in the UK. We're doing stuff like globalization and stuff.
Yeah, I always feel like there should be a different word for that.
Capitalization.
No, like geography always gets split up into like sometimes you're talking about like maps and things, and then sometimes you're talking about like groups of people and like social interactions and things. It's like,
or other times you're talking about like different types of erosion or how tsunamis happen.
Yeah, that starts to go down like a sort of geology kind of rabbit hole, but
yeah,
I do think it needs like more of a distinction between like human geography and like just studying maps.
Yeah.
All right, section 3, hopefully easier. I name the state, you name the capital.
Oh, great. Hopefully they're going to be very easy states.
All right. Number 1, Colorado.
Colorado. I just think of that giraffe meme. And or snowy mountains. Actually, hang on. Okay, here's the thing. It's now just going to be a stab in the dark with the city names I do know. But, but this way I'm even more wrong because it's the specific thing and the vague thing. So, I don't know, like, but now I'm not sure. So you see, Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's even like I know this like I would know this like I would know the city if you. Oh crap! I think I know because there's a thing about this. Oh, damn it! This is too much. Let's say like. That's not because I'm unsure. I don't know.
I really wasn't expecting this much turmoil over what is the capital of Colorado.
Because it's like I know it. It's like somewhere.
You're like calculating how humiliating it'll be to get it wrong. Exactly. You're like, oh, it's the specific thing instead of so it'll be worse, and then I know it, like, but do I know it? Like, do you know a city that you're fairly certain is in Colorado?
No.
Oh.
I'm not even sure that it's like I have a city. I know it's like on the tip of my tongue, but because I've heard people talking about it lots, especially with like flat earther stuff and um
Yeah, that's I guess why I thought this one would be easier.
yeah, because the mountains would be in the way, but it's like if you looked over that lake, you'd be able to see the city. Oh, but that's like the worst time for me to. Oh, hang on. I remember. I think NerdCube went for it on their road trip, but that's like a. So, I don't know. I say like I don't know, Cincinnati. Oh, I can't even pronounce it.
No,
Yeah, great, cool.
no.
You're gonna tell me, and I'm gonna know it, and I'm gonna hate myself. What is it?
Cincinnati's not in Colorado, but
Yep.
Denver.
Jesus Christ.
Denver, Colorado is
Yeah, that's it. That
is what you were looking
isn't that-
for.
Yeah, Denver. That's the one. God, it's right. Isn't that what's that? I love that. I forgot what city that it's based on, but I love the video where it's the guy that talks about. He sings the song about the city, and it's really pessimistic.
Oh, the Cleveland tourism
Cleveland,
videos.
that's it. Yeah, yeah,
Yes. Those are favorites of mine.
yeah.
both links will be in the show notes. Go watch.
Yeah, they're brilliant. But yeah. It's annoying because I recognize the names off. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. That one wasn't meant to be a trick. I just maybe overestimated your ability to know random cities in a country that you don't live in.
Yeah, because it's a bit like how it's like I know these places, but I couldn't call on them from my mind. I'd be like, oh.
Yeah, I also feel like it's very obvious that I gave you no warning about what,
Yeah,
even like remotely what the topic was going to be.
yeah, that's what yeah, because last time I told you about like buildings and stuff.
Yeah, but I didn't look up, I wasn't going to
Yeah.
Google buildings in London, but
Yeah, what this kind of reminds me of is like what's it called? Sometimes like we're doing this sort of thing where you would have to name a map of Europe, and it's like, oh yeah, I can do the big countries, but the little countries I struggle with. But
right.
once you tell me like the names of the little countries and where they go, I'm like, oh, of course, yeah. Where else would they be? But yeah,
Yeah,
I've had that same experience.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
and it's also like it's much easier to do if you've seen it recently or if you've done it recently, but I feel like it's a harder thing if you haven't even thought about it in a long time and then suddenly someone asks you. It's like, I have no idea. That's like, because it's not that important to you in your daily life, so there's no reason to store that information.
No. Right. Cool.
Where oh right, Denver. Okay.
Yeah.
This one, number 2 of section 3,
Mhm.
California.
This feels like a trick, but I think it.
Yeah, I feel like this one is more of a trick. Definitely more of a
Because-
trick than Colorado was meant to be.
Yeah, because it's the big city we're all thinking of. But I don't want to say it just in case, because even if I do say it and I'm wrong, you're not going to say anything.
Right.
Because that would give away the whole thing. So, I'm tempted to go for like a really out there guess, or if this is. Actually, I do think I know this one, but I'm not too sure. I think I'm gonna say the city I'm thinking of, because then at least I'm somewhere in the same state as what I'm thinking of. So, I'm gonna say LA, but I think. Or maybe. Oh, there's other cities that have come to mind. So I'm gonna say LA and already pre-assume I'm wrong, and then just have the other cities backed up as a mini defense later on.
You can think out loud. You can lock in LA as your answer.
Oh,
What are you thinking there, Wabbles?
I was gonna say LA. Damn it, I'm not even sure my.
Well, I'll just tell you, Los Angeles is not the capital of California.
Yeah.
Neither
I
is San Francisco, which I thought
Yep.
might be.
Yeah, I thought that. Yeah, even
Those
though it has.
those would be the two
Yeah,
big
the two big ones.
like decoys.
I think also. Oh, what's the really hilly one? Oh no 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 no! Don't you dare, PC. Chicago, but I don't think I've got that right either.
Well, that's not in California.
Yeah, no, yeah. I was also tempted to take the piss and say like California City, but
Yeah,
like who would be stupid enough to do that?
California City.
Well, Wabbles, I've got something to tell you.
Yeah.
But-
No, the answer is Sacramento.
of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I recognise that.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I would have been able to get that one just off memory. Like,
Yeah.
that's not one I think of a lot, but that's
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah. Sacramento
Right.
as well.
Number 3,
Or like, yep.
Ohio.
Ohio. Jesus, this is one I should know, but it's. I feel like it's like a state I said earlier. Ohio. Ohio. I'm just going through like. What I'm doing is I'm saying Ohio, then putting a state next to it, and then seeing what it sounds like. Right.
Or a city next to it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, right. That's what I mean. Because I have to name the city Ohio. Ohio. I feel like it's also a city name we've already said. Ohio. I'm trying to think where that is, Joe. Well, I'm thinking of, but I don't think that.
It's sort of northeast, but not like all the way.
Northeast. Right, okay, yeah. Throws off my train of thought. Ohio. Something Ohio. Damn it. Because there's definitely. I know that, like. It's the same with all the other ones. It's like, oh, if you told me the city name, they're like, oh yeah, I know, yeah, right, I know that's a place. I would recognize it. But more of the.
I just want to give you hints because I feel like I made this too hard, but I don't. I also don't want to give you hints.
I mean, yeah, your northeast one helped me out a bit. Actually, then again, no, because I'm thinking of. No, I'm trying to think in time zones because I know people in like different areas and they talk about the time zone they're in. So, Ohio. What is in Ohio? Ohio. Damn it! Now I've like forgotten the country America may as well not exist. That's how deep I've gone.
Yeah.
Damn it! It's like yeah.
Yeah, it's like when you forget something and then you try and remember that thing.
But then that only makes you forget it more.
Yeah, your brain gets in a loop of. It's like, oh, I remember the time I was trying to remember that thing, instead of like actually remembering it. So you need to like take a step back and like think.
Yeah, or sometimes you
you need to like think about something else and then come back to it. But we can't really do that here.
No. Because I know that's not there. What's that? What's that one I was trying to think of? That was because I watched a thing on American state flag design, city flag design, and that was quite funny. And I think I remember seeing the one for Ohio, the Ohio Ohio. Oh, what's the name of that city? Ohio. Oh, damn it! I know it. So, I think I'm probably. Damn it. I guess I'm just gonna go for the stupid, bad, jokey joke Wabbles one and go like Ohio City. Just to relieve my pain.
No.
You gotta tell me.
Columbus.
I'm gonna know it. Jesus.
No, not Jesus. Columbus. Very different person.
Yeah. One was one brought peace and love and prosperity and everything.
Another brought disease.
And then the other one went to the wrong country and killed the people with different coloured skin than him.
Yep.
So,
Columbus, Ohio.
Columbus, Ohio, yeah.
Yeah, it sort of sounds right when you say it.
Sigh.
All right. got two left
Yep.
to meet the standard 15, which obviously, you know, was put in place like many years ago.
Yep, of course. Set in stone.
Episode 1, obviously.
Yep.
Like, why would we change it? Alaska.
Alaska. Oh, God. That's one I'm in the dark, but it's... Folks on from Alaska. Actually, I think I... Oh, God. Okay, I just had a stupid joke in my head of being like, oh, I should name a Canadian city, but now all I can think of is Canadian cities. Great. And, yeah.
The capital
Oh,
of
damn it.
Alaska, Ontario City. How did you know?
Toronto? No,
Toronto, Alaska. Yeah, you got it.
yeah. 10 points to Gryffindor.
10 points to Wabbles store.
What? That's actually my address. Please send fan mail there.
Mm-hmm.
God, this is... Okay, God, this is annoying, because it would be like... I don't think I even know this one in the first place, to be fair. So...
I figured something like an oddball like Alaska would be either super easy or just, impossible.
Yeah, because it's either I know it because no one cares about Alaska, or, I mean... sorry, Alaska. Not you, Idaho, but Alaska, I apologize. So, yeah, I'd say as well, like, I don't know, because it feels like I've run that joke to the ground, so I need to,
You'll get it right eventually.
yeah, if I just keep putting combinations of letters together. No, let's say Polar Bearville. Population Polar Bear.
I did not expect you to get this one. And you didn't, because it's Juneau. Juneau, Alaska.
Oh, right, yeah.
All right.
The satellite that went to Jupiter. Last one. Hopefully it's one I know.
Hawaii.
I was thinking, oh, he's probably gonna throw Hawaii at me because they're both the weird states.
Come on. Throwing you a bone here. Wabbles. Hawaii. What's the capital?
I guess, yeah, because they're divided up into islands, aren't they? Or what? But now, I think, yeah, because they're called Hawaii, but one of the islands is Hawaii, aren't they? But now I'm unsure.
Well, right, but the islands aren't cities.
Right, yeah. So they're... Let's say something witty like tequila, but no. Oh, damn it. Now this feels like a one that I would know because, like, of holiday things.
Have you been to Hawaii?
No, it's the little known fact, I've never left the British Isles.
Oh.
Haven't really needed to.
Yeah, I'm sure you will at some point.
Yeah, of course. Probably inevitable. I think the furthest I've travelled is either Wales or one of the Channel Islands, Guernsey.
But you've never Brexited.
Yeah. Oh boy. I would have loved to take like the Eurostar into Paris for the day, but Theresa May doesn't like me apparently, so.
I'm sure it was you, like, she called you by name. She was like,
yeah.
No.
Well, maybe just Brussels hates me, and that would make sense. Maybe they both hate me equally. That's probably... Yeah, never mind. I was going to make a political joke, but I think we've gone too far in that regards. Hawaii. Oh, hang on. No. Damn it. It's sort of like a one I know, but let's say, like... Yeah. Because I know them by island, but not... Well, no. Don't even... Yeah. Non-Japanese land. Let's say Colonial Town, USA.
Oh, sorry, we were just looking for Colonial Town. Colonial Town, USA is it's completely different. No, it's actually Chicago. It's crazy you named it earlier and we didn't. Anyway, moving on with the podcast. Sorry, it's Honolulu.
Oh Jesus, yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was the one that would be easy,
Honolulu.
but
Yeah. You know what? Shout out to the person that has listened to this section and said Alola or Aloha, whatever the Pokemon region is, because I'm proud of you.
I thought you were trying to say aloha,
Aloha?
but it's Alolan.
Yeah, Alolan region.
Of course, you were making a Pokemon reference.
Yeah.
Um,
I haven't. Yeah. So I did well, I think.
let me.
I got a fifth of the questions right, plus that meaningless bonus point.
Let me just tally up. Yeah, you got 3.
Yeah, a fifth. Plus the...
That's a 5th. That's a good way to sell that.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I'm using it to mask up my shame. I got 1 out of 5 correct.
The percentage doesn't look good, so you're using a fraction.
Yeah. Or, I don't know, actually. Yeah, sometimes the grade makes it look better. Ooh. Hang on, that's just, But
Well,
yeah.
A 5th, that would be 20%.
Yeah.
Which doesn't look very impressive.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it...
Makes you think, what happened to the other 80%?
Yeah, it's annoying because it was curveball ones that, I guess, ones that weren't strictly relevant to me.
Yeah. I feel like I cheated you a bit because on mine it was all yes or no.
Yeah, and then you've done, like, sections.
Yeah.
So, no one's gonna
I just
be...
really wanted you to, like, to guess something silly, you know?
Yeah.
Either when you're trying to name the state, you say something like Jefferson City. Oh, that's the capital of Monticello, right? That's a state.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, no, stop it.
Or say something like Chicago is the capital of Hawaii. Like,
This reminds me of the, what's it called? The casually explained videos of thought processes, and there's the person that I think he goes through the level, and then it's the overthinker, and that was me. And because it's like anything I could say could be used against me in a court of online forum. I don't stop hitting your mic, Wabbles. Okay, I'm gonna put my hands behind my chair. But yeah, no, that was quite fun. I've instantly forgotten all of them. Well, I guess like remembered. Yeah, never mind. I remember the names, but like it's like a.
you might remember them if I asked you them again, but it's like you can't recall them.
Because it's like now I have a bunch of names in my head and I can't connect the two together. But yeah.
I have that problem with a lot of things. Like I'm bad at spelling in general. Like I would say I'm just not good at spelling, but I'm even worse if you ask me to do like a spelling bee type thing.
Oh, I hated spelling tests as a kid.
Like I can remember how to spell words if I'm writing them or if I'm typing them, but someone asking me like, "Oh, how do you spell this?" and then I'm just expected to say it like off the top of my head. I almost never like can do that.
Yeah, some words I like long words I struggle typing because there's like sneaky letters or surprise like double S's or something. And that throws me off. So I normally rely on like autofill, but sometimes that's just like English. What's English?
What's happening?
So then, even though I ask it to. Even though I type a word in, I'm like, okay, it has underlined it red, so then I tap on it, I tap the correction, but then it's... but the correction just fills in the incorrect word again. I'm like, no, it's not what I wanted, Google. Stop it.
Yeah.
Bastards. But yeah.
I hate when autocorrect like thinks it knows better than you.
Yeah. Sometimes I would capitalize some words like for comedic purpose, and sometimes I'd be actually writing them out genuinely, and then it autofills it all to caps. I'm like, no, no, stop it.
It's the worst when it doesn't learn as well. Like,
yeah,
I can't remember like specific specifically what system I was having this problem with, but
Yeah.
there's sometimes where you type in a word and it's like it's similar to a real word, but it's like a
Yeah.
name or like just a made up word. And
Like sometimes
and
I
it's
type
like
in boy and it goes to boo.
yeah, it's like oh you didn't mean to type BOI, you meant to type BOO, so it changes
Yeah.
it. But then you like
That
then
guess it
you,
makes sense because O and I are quite close.
right, yeah, and that's a fair assumption to make. But then when you
Yeah.
like go and backspace and redo it, like it should have something. It should like remember that you just did this.
There is the whole add to dictionary thing, but it's like it takes too much effort. Because I have now added boy and Wabbles to my dictionary.
Right.
But
But you shouldn't need to add it to the dictionary. It should
yeah,
just
it
it
should
should
do it
have at
itself.
least like a short-term memory of you just typed this and I just changed it and now you're changing it back. I'm going to leave it alone this time. But
Yeah.
I've had it before where I have to fight with a program. Like
Yeah.
I'm just repeatedly typing it in and it's changing it and it's like uh that it's times like that that make me think I should just turn off autocorrect on everything.
Yeah. But
But
yeah.
but then on the like the random times where it gets turned off for some reason, I feel like I'm typing like a drunk person. Like it's just it gets bad.
Yeah. Well, but yeah, typing's yeah, especially with like a tiny phone screen, and you're like lying in bed on your side. That's not always fun. Your
It's
hands are pushed into the bed, and then you're like trying to type, but it's you're normally probably either going to sleep or just waking up, so it's like
yeah.
trying to pull your dick out of a toaster.
What?
It's not fun. I don't know. I don't know why that was the first thing that came to my head.
It's not optimal typing time. Like
Yeah.
on the keyboard you don't need as much help because it's you can usually type pretty good, but
Yeah.
on like a phone, it's
Yeah. I
especially like one-handed or something. It's helpful.
yeah, one-handed. Yeah, actually, I with keyboard typing, I've tried to teach myself to touch type. It's just effort, but
Oh,
um,
you don't do like home row keys with your
oh
fingers?
no, I do the what's it like, search and peck. I don't know. Just, I
Hunt and
type
peck.
hunt and peck. I don't. Yeah,
Yeah.
I, it's gone to a point where I know the layout enough. I just need to look down, so my hands know what they're doing, but I know where the keys are well enough. Like I remember when I was a kid, well, a lot younger, so 6-ish, I would type like, uh, let's say I was saying hello to someone, I'd be like, oh, uh, oh, there it is, and then be like that. Whereas now I can just go, alright, because I know vaguely where the keys are. It's just my eyes need to be looking at the keyboard, so my hands know where they are.
But you always use your pointer fingers.
No, I still use. I think I sometimes use my pointer fingers, but I can't. I do use other fingers if it's close enough. Like for hello. Actually, yeah, I've just noticed. I don't know. It depends what word I'm typing. So if it's like four, I would have my index finger on the F, index finger on the O, but then I use my middle finger on the R because it's close enough. But
Yeah, for hello,
uh,
you should probably be using your index finger on your right hand for the H, and then like your middle finger for the E on your left
mm,
hand, and then your ring finger for the L and the O.
yeah, but it's like those those keyboards that are designed to be two separate like devices, so they fit comfortably in both hands. Um,
Oh, those things.
yeah, all those ones that like for mouses that they have for gaming, so they have like they only have like WASD from like Q down to Z, and then V to R, and then
Yeah,
I was
those
gonna
are
make a lame attempt of rhyming because, but yeah, Um,
Those are weird, but I get that those are like specifically for gaming. I think the
yeah,
ones that are like where they have them broken up and like at a weird angle,
it's like those Microsoft keyboards where they're slightly like bent round to be
they're
comfortable.
like
I guess that I
they're
have typed on them. They are quite comfortable with your hand, like your natural hand position. But
are they? I
I
always
think
think
so.
they look
I think it's,
bulky and weird.
yeah, they look weird, but they're meant to be. Yeah, but my current keyboard, which is the Orky KMG7, is yeah, it's a nice keyboard that I've used for a while now. I used to use, like the generic Office Dell keyboard,
Mm-hmm.
with the membrane keys just behind me. Here, it's been hidden behind my sister's artwork as she's dumped her stuff here while moving. But yeah, it's been relegated to if I need to do something like quite late at night. So it's my silent typer.
Oh,
But or I
it's
use it if I'm
quieter.
doing a or if I'm doing a miniature setup. I just take that with me. But yeah,
Yeah, it's just good
it's
to
quite
have a backup in general.
yeah. See, the only thing with this one though is I got the small one because cost efficiency, but it doesn't have a numpad, so it's annoying. Sometimes I'll be playing a flash game, and if it's a two-player, it will require you use a numpad instead of the arrow keys. So that's my one complaint with it. But apart from that, it's completely fine.
Yeah,
Functions.
I just have the MacBook Pro keyboard,
Yeah.
which also does not have a numpad.
Yeah, I do like that keyboard for. That does seem quite nice for like typing because everything's quite close. Actually, it's amazing seeing like the heavyweight champion who's this like massive bulky guy, and there's this video he has where it's like a day in the life of him,
Mm-hmm.
and for all of his chairs he has to have those like fold out chairs because they don't have armrests, so then he can sit with his legs spread open so he doesn't because he can't go under tables. But yeah, or he has to get like custom made shoes and mugs.
That's insane.
Yeah, but I bet you can't hold the Sports Direct mug because that's too big for any one man to handle. But yeah, that was a very British joke. Um,
I don't know what you're talking about.
see if I can get an image of it up. Boop.
And my levels have been all over the place. I hope the audio at the beginning of this podcast when we were doing the quiz section is not terrible because
Yeah.
I think it might have been peaking that whole time. So I'm just going to put this in here as an apology, which I can edit in if necessary.
Discord's being very fussy about drag and drop, and I don't like it. So that's the Sports Direct mug compared to the normal standard human. Oh, that's a better photo of an actual person's hand. But yeah, they're these ridiculously large mugs, and yeah, the joke is that it's massive.
Are you
But
sending me another picture?
yeah, I sent you one where
Oh, there it
it's
is.
compared to a human hand of a normal human person.
Yeah.
They're all. I wonder if I should get one for the podcast. Yet again, any tea bags I would put in there would be lost in the bottomlessness of it.
That's fine. You need it to be extra strong.
Yeah. How was your? Oh, I finished my tea, but how is/was yours?
Good. It's like half gone.
Mine's all gone. I drink
Well,
remarkably quickly.
I should have been drinking it. It's cold now, but
Oh no.
this is life.
Yeah, it's been quite good because I make sure everything's working because I've got a whole new mic setup now with a pop filter and a mic stand, so it doesn't take up as much desk real estate and doesn't obscure my view of my keyboard, or so I can have. So if I'm talking to someone, I don't have to have this massive microphone on my desk. I have more space for other things.
Right.
So that's quite good.
Yeah. Pop filter. Pop
Pop filter.
pop
It's been quite good
filters.
as well.
Sorry, I realized I don't have a pop filter right now, and I should not be saying words like pop straight into my microphone.
Yeah. No. So I think should we do
But
some tongue twisters involving Pickles, Peter, and Piper?
yeah, I don't think that's exactly the audio content that the people want to hear.
Great word would be Kids Bop. That just has all the bad things in.
Hopefully, we won't have too many plosives.
Yeah, should be good.
Yeah, editing that episode was a good fun time, as I'm sure
Good
this
fun
one will
times.
be.
Yep.
We should be on iTunes now, so
Yeah,
which
that's good.
should make you like able to search for the podcast in whatever podcast app of your choice.
Yeah, with show notes hopefully and
Yeah.
such. So yeah, that should be good. And yeah,
There was a slight issue of like they have this problem when you're trying to get your podcast onto iTunes where they make you log in and then like as soon as you log in it takes you back to the login page and
all right.
you get
That's
stuck in a little loop of
Yeah.
of just sadness.
Yeah.
But it seems like we're past that point now. And
Thank goodness.
they will accept us as officially being logged in.
Yeah. Yep.
Clearly a well-designed site. 10 out
Yeah,
of 10
course.
Apple. Good
You
job.
Can, you can only expect premium from Apple.
Yeah.
Like overpriced smartwatches and phones. And
Look, they have their priorities in order. If it's a website which is going to sell people $1,000 smartphones, that's the one you put the top-notch web design into.
yeah,
If it's a website where podcasters can submit a link to their free content, which Apple can then distribute and make no money off of,
yeah, of course.
it's fairly low on their priorities, and does not get the top-notch web design that
That it
they're-
deserves.
yeah that it deserves.
Oh, and yeah, you had a bit of trouble actually getting the video up as well,
Yeah,
which is fun.
yeah. That was mostly, we went a bit long last episode. I have no
Yeah,
idea how
but
long
just
this
about.
one's going to be, but
Probably a lot shorter of the.
yeah, I can say almost certainly shorter.
Yeah, I remember during the bit where I was trying to think of the Colorado one, I looked, it was like 45 minutes. Like, we've already eaten up. Yeah. Quite a bit
Yeah,
of
but
our- and
but
yeah,
but who knows how much like thinking time is going to get cut.
yeah. But now I've given that part a timestamp, and now people are gonna. Oh damn it.
Right. We're currently at like 1:18 right now. So now you know how much has been cut. We don't. But I guess
We
you can
never
do some math.
But yeah,
So, did you want to talk about GCSE grades?
yeah, sure. So, in the UK, we have this. Oh, I forgot what it sounds for. I think it's something certificate, something. It's pretty much like this test you do at the end of year 11, which just shows like an overall summary of everything you've done the previous 11 years of your life, and it will kind of determine what sixth form / college you get into.
Sixth form?
Sixth form?
Sixth,
It's sixth form, but
sixth
or
form?
Sixth. I say sixth form, but
Like the number 6?
like sixth form, but like a
Sixth.
sixth form, it's the sixth form in a sequence. So it's not sixth form; it's sixth form.
Sixth.
Sixth.
When you've said a word too many times and it no longer sounds real.
Yeah, it's
Like fifth, but sixth.
yeah, but it's the plural, so sixths form.
So, like, there were 5 forms previously, and now you've entered your 6th.
Yeah, I think that referring to different key stages. So like key
Wait,
stage
spell it.
1.
Spell it again.
SIXTH.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it's referring to our key stage system. So key stage 1, key stage 2, key stage 3, key stage 4,
Okay.
key stage 5, key stage 6, and then, yeah.
Key stage 1 is like elementary? Or...
grades, years 1 through 4, or Harry Potter books. No,
Okay.
no, that was a bad joke. But yeah, pretty much GCSEs are like summarize everything. And they used to do these grades of, I think it was from U to A star. So we'd go U, E, D, C, B, A star. I think I've done my alphabet correctly. But
That's
this
not
year...
remotely how the alphabet goes, but continue.
Well, no, of course, yeah, no, the U. The U means unmarked. A, B, C, D, U. Yeah. So the U is unmarked, which, yeah, big bads. But to get, like, the passing grade is a C. But now they've thrown all of that out the window and done this new random numbering that's gone from 1 to 9. And it's really confusing. I think 1 is a U, 2 is a E, 3 is a D. 3 is a D. 4, 5. So 4 is a lower C, 5 is a higher C, 6 is B, and then 7 is A, 8 is A star, and then 9 is A star star. It's just this really stupid numbering system that they've decided to throw in randomly, and it's just confused everyone. A lot like what we were saying last episode, things were fiddled with that didn't need to be fiddled with.
Mm.
And now we're left with this complex system where it's...
So your GCSE just did an auto update and you couldn't opt out.
Couldn't do anything about it. But pretty much how they've decided to do it as well is a 1 and a 9 depends on the average mark of your class. So I think I've heard something ridiculous, like the difference between a 1 and a 9 in some schools is 5%. Which I'm like, God, that's insane. But it's just this stupid new system they've decided to throw in, and it's just made everything a lot harder because now you're a lot more unsure whether you're gonna get...
Wait, so it's based on your class. So everyone could get like 80% of the questions right.
So like the difference between like a 1 and an A could be 90% and 85%.
Right.
Which is just like, oh great. Or even like the passing grade, which is depending which school you go to, it's either a 4 or a 5. May have actually have a term if you get the passing grade, which is you have a GCSE, which I don't... Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
That's
because
crazy.
GCSEs, then it's like a certificate type thing. Like you can do this subject.
I feel
so
like
if you say, oh, I have that subject, but yeah.
I feel like that encourages people who are in like good schools, like top achieving schools, to then like the year before they take the test go and move to like a different district where they can get into like a lower achieving school.
Yeah, so I think that's probably what some people have done so they can get into top schools.
It's like the smart kid shows up the week before you take the exam and just blows it out of the water and pushes everyone else down.
Yeah, that would be quite... Yeah, it's completely messing with the whole system.
Because otherwise, if you have some really like preppy private school full of overachieving people,
IQ plus 8,000,
then like since you're grading based on like your peers, inevitably like half of those people, it could be a special school for geniuses, but still like half of those people are just gonna get below average grades.
Yeah,
like it's a strange system.
Yeah, it's a really weird concept that they've decided to do now.
As opposed to like on the other end, you could have, if you and everyone in your school decided to just like not answer any of the questions, then just everyone gets a 0.
Yeah,
but it would be like...
It'd be a bit like a prisoner's dilemma.
Yeah, like everyone would have the same... Yeah, I guess if you answered one question, or if one person like answered all the questions, It's like then
Yeah.
they would get an amazing score. But,
Yeah. So it's like if everyone does it, then they all would have a higher probability of losing. If no one does it, they all win. But if someone does it, then they win and everyone else loses.
yeah.
Um,
But I guess it depends on how they judge that. Because if no one,
yeah. I'm not too sure if it's like the number or like the percentage they. Because I think the number is credible to if you pass or not, but I think they probably would still look at the percentage just for that fact.
yeah.
And they probably wouldn't be allowed to plan something like that without having everyone
But if
who sat
if
those
you're
exams get disqualified.
right, if you're all the same percentage though,
Yeah.
then would they give you all the highest mark or the lowest mark?
Not too sure. I guess I haven't really come across this concept because
Yeah, I guess
it's not like you have a class of either you're homeschooled or actually how does it work if you're like a single student in a school or a class?
you must get like grouped with a local school or something.
Yeah, some people actually who do extra topics outside of school for GCSE like Latin or I'm doing ICT because that's fun. Outside of school, they then have to sit the exams inside of school, but it's like, oh, but what are they going to compare it to? I guess it's just going to be, they're actually going to actually base it off the percentage and not. Because I think if there's only one person, then you're not going to have a massive group sample. You're either going to be like, oh, so this person either got between 0 and 100 instead of 57 and 98.
Well,
That's probably how it works.
I'm looking at this chart here on key stages. Is school not required in the UK?
Yeah.
It's compulsory.
Yeah, it's like by law you have to go to school until the end of sixth form.
Okay.
Why? Why don't you?
This chart here. I'll just send you a link.
Okay. So key stage 0.
All right. Key stage 0, ages 3 to 5, duration 2 years, and then in parentheses 1 compulsory.
So you have to do at least one. I think I've done both years of research. Yeah. Then. So yeah.
Okay, I think I get what it's saying.
Yeah, it's saying you
there's-
have to do at least one. You have to do at least 1 year
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's nursery school, and then there's reception, which I assume is like kindergarten.
Yeah. It's not like, oh, I've done nursery and I don't have to do anything for the rest of my life. Because all nursery is you put a bunch of 2-year-olds in a schoolyard and then they learn how to do basic maths.
Right. So that one's optional.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the same as how it works in the US. But it's just this parentheses where it says 1 compulsory that was confusing me.
Yeah.
Because that makes it sound like if that applies to the rest of the table.
Yeah.
Then none of the other ones say that they're compulsory.
Yeah. That I can see how that could confuse you.
Yeah.
That's great.
I thought for a second that like you were allowed to drop out after reception.
Yeah.
In the UK, I was like, that
also,
seems.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't even be able to like.
Then no one
that
would
choice.
do school otherwise.
Well, I feel like probably people still would because their parents would make them, but it's.
Of course, yeah, like the smart parents. But like if you're I don't want to say anything.
I don't think there's a lot of 5-year-olds that are capable of like even.
No, but as in
making that kind of decision for their future, like.
Yeah, of course they would be like, "What school?" But I'm away from my Lego and Teletubbies. I don't know what do kids do these
I'm sure
days?
there's some that
The
would choose to go given the choice, like because there's.
Of course, unless like
there's
if they
other
make
kids
loads of
there to
friends
play
there.
with. You know, that's fun.
Yeah,
School's fun, but.
Or there are other kids with their iPads.
I heard like pretty quickly, like people would be like, "Oh, school is boring. I hate it.
I'm gonna go.
I'm gonna go home and play."
Yeah, and then people wouldn't be interested in pitch card. Never mind. But yeah, actually, also we have like something that's also quite confusing is that we have SATs, which are
SAT.
No, that because it's SAT, but it's the plural SATs. So we don't say it as the single letters. We just say SATs. I just don't understand why we don't call them gussies, but yeah. I guess that's probably why we call them SATs, not SAT, as a differentiator. I think, what was it? I think it's like standard something test.
Okay, so it's different from the American SAT then.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yours is for admission into American colleges. Ours is a test you take in year 2 and 6 to see if you understood school. But yeah, I also do find the whole difference between, depending which country you are, you either use the grade system, which is, I think, isn't, reception is year, because if someone says, oh, I'm in 3rd grade, I would say, oh, right, so you're in year 4. Kids.
Is reception year 1?
No, reception is, we would refer to it as years. So, nursery, I guess,
Third.
'cause I don't know
I'm
how
pretty sure
things work.
3rd grade would be year 3.
No, 3rd grade is, so, because nursery is like, you go to nursery, I don't think it's, I guess it's educational, but it's getting kids to be more
Yeah.
social and basic,
that's
like physical
preschool.
movements.
Just we're ignoring that because that's not
Yeah.
required.
And then kindergarten,
Would be reception,
yeah,
and then
so that's year 0.
right, and then first.
And then year 1, I don't know where it like splits off.
I think year 1 would be 1st grade.
Yeah, I try to think because it's a really confusing system, but yeah. And actually, depending which school you go to, you don't have the 3 stages of elementary, middle, and high. Sometimes you do, like, we have 6th form, like high school 6th forms. And so, depending so it could be,
So do you split up stage 4 and stage 5?
yeah, you can, but they're normally grouped together, like as in, bigger schools are from our high schools mixed in with 6th forms. So,
Yeah, because typically high school would be 4 years.
yeah, I think it's, yeah. Of
But
course, yeah, because then you finish it when you're 8. Yeah, that makes sense. The system my school uses is primary, secondary, but my school doesn't have a 6th form, so you have to go elsewhere. But your schools have a 3-tier system, which is elementary, middle school, and high school.
Yes,
I think
the school I went to in particular had a 4-tier system. It had intermediate, which was actually between elementary and middle, but
all right.
I would
yeah.
say most have 3.
Yeah, I think some schools are like they're all the same school, but there's like a lower version of that school, which is like off-site. Like they're all technically the same school, they're just different buildings. So you have the lower group, lower school, which is primary, then middle, which is middle school. Then you have upper, which is high school and 8th and 6th form or college, or 6th form college. I don't know. It's just a really weird way we've done things.
Yeah.
AS levels prep you for A levels, advanced levels, and then A levels are the big bad scaries, which then decide which uni you go into if you decide to go on to uni. But yeah, haven't heard of the rest of these though. But yeah,
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of standardized tests. In the U.S. it gets even more confusing because there's a lot of I
Yeah.
would say most states have their own standardized tests.
God. Right. Yeah.
In addition to
That's-
like the national ones, and
Yeah.
it's a fun time.
I can imagine. Yeah.
I mean, mostly colleges just care about like the SAT and the ACT. Those are like
Right.
2 big ones, I guess. But
Mm.
and those are both federal, I believe.
Yeah. Actually, as well as like them changing the whole grading system and everything, they've also just been like, oh hey, so you know how GCSEs were meant to be like these kind of hard end of school like exams?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well we're just gonna turn that up to 11 because we're at the top and we just wanna, we don't like the ladder being there. So they've just decided, because they hate children and haven't been to school in 50 years, to make the GCSEs even harder.
Well,
So, examples of, like, English literature, you're not even allowed to bring in your book for examples. You have to remember all of the quotes. But the problem is, you don't even know what's going to be on the test. So it's like, oh well, thanks. So you've given me, yeah, topics now are incredibly vague whether or not they're gonna tell you what's gonna happen. So it's like over the few years you're at school, your GCSE course, which is from year 9 to year 11, they tell you all of this stuff. And for maths and stuff, you have to remember from year 7. No, probably year 8. But they're like, oh, hey, so in this, like, 5-year period, we've been teaching you things. So, you're kind of gonna have to remember all of it. Because you're not sure what part of that 5-year period is gonna be on your test. Um,
Yeah, I mean that's kind of.
yeah,
I feel
like
like that's how
that.
tests are supposed to work. Like
Yeah, it's
they
just
shouldn't tell you everything that's going to be on the test beforehand.
yeah.
Otherwise, it's just
There,
memorization, and you're not.
yeah.
It's not testing
There
if
are
you learned
people.
anything.
Of course, yeah. There are people like vocab tests. I don't like in language because there's just people that would consume it then regurgitate it. I guess it is good as it like punishes that type of model,
Hmm.
but it's just really not fun.
Yeah,
But I
and I
guess
think it does make sense that they would increase the difficulty,
yeah,
um, because they're because of the other change which you mentioned, which is it's based on how well you did compared to your peers.
yeah,
Like, if they were to just crank up the difficulty, but it was still based purely on your score and your percentage, then
yeah,
that would be a terrible idea because that would basically just be like, let's fail a bunch of kids for
yeah,
no reason.
yeah. It's not like yeah,
But
and also I guess nowadays jobs and stuff need more complex skill bases.
yeah,
Um, So instead of like, this is a massive exaggeration, but like the ancient Greeks, you were considered like a genius mathematician if you could draw a triangle. Um,
yeah,
and nowadays, it's like, oh hey, I've managed to come up with this shape in the fifth dimension, and have mathematically figured out how many different combinations of this type of shape by doing this specific pattern of things there are.
yeah,
It's like, oh yeah, great, thanks.
yeah. Like calculus is like the base, like math for any kind of like math major. You
Yeah,
know,
I don't think we don't really do calculus here, but yeah,
it's like the lowest of the low maths if you're doing anything like math and science related, which
yeah,
is crazy to me because it's like that's
yeah,
calculus. Just the name like scares me.
yeah. Like I don't. Well, I guess we are gonna do this. I probably am gonna do it, but it's not as like this big scary thing as it is in. Because I don't. Well, the main reason is when British people talk about school, I don't hear them whinging about calculus all the time. Um,
Yeah, I mean,
but yeah,
is it? I guess it's not required in high school.
no, I think you mainly need to worry about like Shema, yeah, I think you're mainly testing on like formulae, equation, all the stuff, fractions, everything.
Yeah,
Because our GCSE course so far is just made up of recapping everything we've been doing since year 8, year 7, but adding some layers of complexity, but it's just reassuring us so we know. Just so they make sure, but I think at this point, for some basic things, they know, oh, well, of course, you're not in complete idiot. You know how to do that, but yeah.
they didn't like recap addition, just to make sure.
Yeah,
Uh,
but it just does feel a bit like because we've been told by like only 2 years above us who were like, oh, the GCSEs are fine because you can bring your books in with all your notes and everything, to then suddenly not being able to do that at all, or
yeah,
it's yeah, yeah,
yeah. I mean, I feel like we're typically not allowed to have any kind of notes or anything on big tests like that.
well,
So
yeah,
that's
just
pretty
English.
standard
It's just
as
yeah,
far as I'm
English is just
concerned.
gonna be a
But
doozy.
it's always it's always rough when the previous generation had different rules.
Yeah, and they got it
Like,
considerably easy.
yeah,
But yet again, if you were dyslexic, you were seen as some form of autistic. So,
what like
guess
last year? I was talking about like
oh, I see. Right,
how they
I
got to
thought.
bring their notes.
Oh, all right. I thought you were talking about like yeah, a lot
No.
more previous generations.
No.
That yeah, because when you see generation, I think of like
Yeah, I didn't mean
yeah,
like generation. I just
yeah,
meant
but
like
as in yeah, that's why I used like the wording of year and stuff.
sure.
Um, yeah,
I think it makes sense that if you are grading based on a comparison, that you want to lean towards the end of being too difficult rather than too easy.
right, yeah,
Because if it's too easy, then your top
you're,
1 percentile is just going to get everything right,
yeah,
you know?
yeah, and
And
you're
to the point where you're like your second, your like 2% is going to get everything right and then maybe guess on some of the ones that they aren't sure of. And it's like
yeah,
if they guess correctly, then it's like then they're sorted in the same as the top 1%, and then your test is not doing a good job of sorting. Whereas if it's
yeah,
too difficult and the top 1% only gets 50 of the out of 100 questions correct, then
yeah,
your like second percent there is probably only going to get you know 49 or whatever. Like it's I feel like easier to separate people if it's
yeah,
too difficult rather than like too easy.
yeah,
Because if
um,
everyone is getting like 90% of the questions right, except like just the worst students, then that doesn't tell you very much.
mm,
But if like only one person just barely managed to scrape by with a 90%, then it's like, okay, we know who the smartest person is.
yeah, because yeah, but if it's yeah, but at the same time, on the contrary, you don't want it to be like extremely too hard because it would be
True. Yeah, you
because it
could.
would be like everyone else's it like if you look at figures it would be like oh everyone else is stupid but there's only like it's gonna turn into like an article like oh my gosh Generation Z only 1% got over a passing grade
Yeah.
because they've made it like extremely hard but you don't want it to be yeah so you don't want it to be too easy that everyone's smart but you don't want it to be too hard that no one's smart
Yeah. Yeah. Of
so
course. You could definitely go overboard on the difficulty and like
yeah so it's like me, the examiner, what am I thinking about right now?
to the point
What?
where yeah, it's like everyone gets all of the questions wrong except like one dumb kid just out of pure luck like
Yeah,
wrote down just his favorite number and it happened to be right, and it's like suddenly he's marked as like the smartest.
yeah. It's like, yeah,
The kid who wrote like 42 for every question, just some weird coincidence, two of them were correct, and everyone
yeah,
else just got a zero. So
yeah. So I do like maths tests and stuff because they're a lot more. They're not remembering; they're actually logical puzzle solving. So like, what year did the Vikings invade England, or did
well,
the Normans? Did the Norman conquest happen? So
I would argue that if a literature or history test was well designed,
no, of course, yeah.
it shouldn't be just memory. It
Of
should
course, no. They're
it should
mainly
be more like
large chunks of writing in essays,
yeah, it should be more like why did the Vikings invade,
or
or like what was the impact of the Vikings like doing this, like
or
rather
it.
than like what year did this happen, you know?
Yeah, I think one I got for an end of year exam was, or no, I think it was just for a piece of written work homework, which was the Norman conquest like was it by William the Conqueror's skill or was it complete luck? And you had just had to write an essay of yes it was this, yes it was this, yes it was this, but on the contrary, blah 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 blah.
Right.
So yeah, there are a lot to do with writing and stuff,
Yeah.
than pulling figures from the back of your head, which is like what elementary slash primary schools made you try to do for all of your life, which is, oh, what year did Columbus sail to America? I think it's in
1492.
yeah.
I've
I was
now
thinking of the. I know it ends in two because of the. Dubba 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 two.
yeah, that's one of
Columbus
those
sailed the
it's one of those
Deep
like
Blue.
memory rhymes that people are like, oh, it's real easy because you just remember this, but then it's like that's not really that helpful.
Here's the thing: when you said 1492, I was thinking of like 15, like 1652. Shit, what? No, okay, I can't. I'm not gonna look it up now, but I know it ends in two.
Yes, 1492. I was correct.
14, yeah, okay, yeah. I knew it was like one of those two.
But
I
as
don't know
soon as I was like asked to say it like onto the mic, there was something in the back of my head saying like, no, it's 62. It's not
Yeah.
92.
Yeah, same.
And then I was
same
like,
there.
there's nothing about that rhyme that indicates whether it should be 92
Yeah.
or 62 or even 14. Like,
There are little mnemonics I have learned for chemistry. So it's like, I think one to remember sulfuric acid, which is like a little mnemonic where it's like, Fred is dead, he is no more, what he thought was H2O was H2SO4. Which, because it's such a stupid rhyme, I've remembered it. Or another good one, which is, so you've read through all the periodic table, and that's everything, including the kitchen sink. Or you're stealing copper from someone, and they say, "Hey, I see you." and stupid little jokes like that, and that's how I've remembered them.
oh my god, those are so bad.
Don't blame me. Blame my
Do you have another one?
science teacher.
Do you have any more stupid chemistry jokes? You want to get them all out?
Oh, there's one. There's one. That's not really related to chemistry. So a police officer catches one boy eating batteries and the other eating fireworks. He charged one and let the other one go. Let the other one off. Yeah, mnemonics are quite helpful, even if they're incredibly stupid.
Occasionally helpful.
Yeah.
So, remember Timmix?
Oh yeah, that was a thing we did.
That
with,
was a thing.
Your friend Scott.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so me and Scott made this comic based on, sort of loosely based on the podcast Hello Internet.
Yeah.
But we were just posting them in the subreddit, and now there is a website for them. So,
All right.
yeah. Have I not sent you the link?
No, I don't think so. I think I saw something about it on Twitter, but it was just in my quick glances down Tumblr.
Yeah, I'm just basically using them for hosting, and
Yeah.
because they have a nice tagging system,
Yeah.
which is a little tricky to use in the way that I'm using it, but it works now. So
Yeah. So far you have four of them.
Right, the first four. By the time this comes out, there will probably be 8 or 9 on there, because the first 6 were made previously, and we're just posting them over the course of this week.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a thing, and the link will be in the show notes.
Yeah.
But something that I found super useful, like as sort of like a productivity system kind of thing, which I've never really done before, but basically just a checklist for the process of of doing something. In this case, like whenever I post a new comic, I have a 14-step
program,
like list of things to do.
Yeah.
Which is basically just to make sure you're not forgetting anything.
Yeah.
For these first couple, it's somewhat easier because it's daily.
Right.
But I feel like once we get past that, they're only going to be like every other week. And that's the kind of thing where it's like you're going to forget to update the RSS feed or like tag it correctly. Like there's you know.
I mean, yeah, we're human after all, but yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know that I've ever had a reusable checklist like this. Do you use checklists at all?
Not really. My horrible way of productivity that seems to work is delay it until there is some kind of deadline that I pour all my effort into. Or, yeah. So.
Yeah, that's Same, especially towards schoolwork,
Yeah, definitely.
but also just towards
100%.
everything.
But yeah, no, I have that actually definitely with schoolwork, where it's like, oh, I have been putting this off, and when I finally do it, I do sometimes have this thing that gives my brain like this fake idea of productivity. Or if it's like a big piece of work, I'm like, well, what you could do today instead of doing it is you could put time into thinking about it, and by thinking about it, it's like, oh yeah, it's a thing I have to do. Well, here's something I might do eventually that may or may not have anything to do with that. So, okay, I've thought about it. Yeah. It's not the best model.
Thinking about a thing gives you like some credit in your
Yeah,
brain.
in
Like,
my brain.
oh well,
It's
at
like,
least I thought about it today.
yeah, at least I planned on doing it. But,
That's yeah, that's probably not gonna pan out well.
yeah, I need to
In the
really
future.
punch myself in the balls like 40-year-old me does, and then,
Oh my
God,
gosh.
that's such an old joke. And get on that as soon as possible, because I'm in a terrible state where the only real thing I'm productive at is mindless things like binge watching TV series or playing video games,
Mm.
which give me some sense of accomplishment, I guess. But
I'm falling behind on those Marvel Netflix series. I don't know if you've ever watched those.
no, I might watch them, but I'm not sure. I've fallen a bit out of love with Marvel due to reasons of just not bothering watching movies because they're gonna get spoiled within the first week of them coming out regardless. So
Yeah.
I may as well just leave it now. I used to be, yeah. So now whenever there's a new Marvel movie out, I'm like, oh, okay, well,
Yeah,
that's
I
fine.
still haven't seen Infinity War, but
No, but
I feel like I'm more able to avoid spoilers than you are.
yeah, because you're
I
you're
don't
a lone
I don't
ranger in the mountains.
right, I'm like up away from everyone. I don't have a bunch of screaming children telling me all the spoilers
Yeah.
like every day
Well,
of my life. Um
I
but
have dealt with, like, to use the term lightly, like fake Marvel fans, and I know someone who's only been interested in the Marvel movies recently because Tom Holland's been in them.
oh
Um,
god.
I wish I was joking slightly. So then they watched the something else YT, which recap video, which is great if you've actually watched the movies, and I think it it's a good video, but they watched it and was like, okay, now I know everything about Marvel. So they'd watched Infinity War as well, and of course Spider-Man: Homecoming, and then were like acting like Marvel professionals, like, oh guys, this is definitely gonna happen because I watched Film Theorem. Like, how dare you use MatPat's name in that disgusting light of yours? Yeah,
I yeah, I hate when people there's two there's you're touching on two like of my biggest pet peeves there, which is like I hate when people spoil things for
yeah,
themselves. Like I
of
get
course, yeah.
I
They
get
think
that
they're
it's
like,
like it's not really up to me how someone else wants to consume their content. But
right,
if you go to a Wikipedia page and read the events of a movie before you watch it, you're just doing it wrong. You're just
yeah.
objectively doing it wrong. Like I'm sorry, I'm
S-
judging you.
Sometimes when I've been spoiled for a movie, after the fact, I'm happy because it was a terrible setup and everything. But other times, I'm like, because you spoiled that for me, I can never watch that episode ever again because it's just not. It's like, okay, so the example I'm using of this is, yeah, you've watched Rick and Morty, right?
Yeah.
The what's it called? The
Well,
Rick Atlantis special, the one where
I
they
don't
do
think I
like.
finished season 3, so I don't
Not
know.
really. So, oh damn it, no, I can't say it because this it's such a massive. So, but there was this massive part,
Hmm.
and because I hadn't seen the episode, because my friends, because it was on it was released to Netflix, but like a couple days after the American one was released. So my friends had illegally managed to acquire the American one,
Hmm. Rick and
and they had
Morty's on
watched.
Netflix in the UK.
Yeah, it's on UK Netflix, so it's
Huh.
yeah, they did a little
Is
deal.
It's not on Netflix in the US.
No. But pretty much, so my friends were talking about this thing, and I was like, okay, cool. But I didn't understand that it was this massive, ginormous plot point until I actually watched the episode. And when I watched the episode, I was just sad because it was like, oh, I don't get to appreciate this thing.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like oh, I know this is coming.
Yeah,
It's they've said some things, I've picked up on them.
It
I
didn't
wasn't
sound
sure what they
important
meant.
until you started watching the episode, and then you're like, oh, that's what they
Oh,
were.
you idiots! Now I
That's-
know that. And it was like one of the best moments in the whole series that were just completely ruined. And it's just like, oh, well, thanks. I'm never gonna get that back now.
Yeah.
It really sucks.
Can we do Harry Potter spoilers? This is a warning,
Yeah.
I guess. Harry Potter spoilers incoming.
So that all two people probably put in the show notes. There's a video of this woman reading the Harry Potter books for the first time on. She reads the bit about. I don't want to say something because I've upset people because I've accidentally said something that they didn't know about because they were quite new to the series.
Well, we just gave the warning, so.
Yeah. Okay. Spoiler warning, people. We could put like a timestamp of when this madness ends.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, what I had said is I had jokingly said something about Snape's death. And they hadn't finished the book series / film series yet. And they had actually told me later on they had gone home and actually cried about it. And I felt really bad. But yeah, I apologized lots after I found out that.
Yeah, that's pretty similar to what I was gonna say. I was
also
gonna say, like, Dumbledore dies for
Yeah.
for a bit there. It was almost like a meme of like just the perfect example of like a spoiler that someone can shout.
yeah.
And
Nowadays that's similar with Star Wars 8, which I'm not gonna say because that's a more recent title.
yeah,
But-
that one's like almost a spin-off of that. But
Yeah, there is this clip I've seen where this there's this woman who's been who has read that bit for the first time. But yeah, it's a bit like the first Mass Effect game when you had to decide like between your two helper characters, and it's like everyone in the community didn't take it seriously, and then they realized later on in the second game it was actually permanent. And I was like, oh god, what have I done?
wow.
But that was in a multiple choice thing where it's you've actually affected the plot. It's the writer has held your hand for it, which is kind of why I like video games as my preferred medium. But that's a thing for another time.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I've kind of forgotten what we were talking about.
Harry Potter spoilers.
Yeah. Oh, just spoilers in general. Like, oh yeah, you were saying how you didn't realize that the thing was as significant as it was. It would be like if someone like was listening to this podcast right now, but hadn't seen the Harry Potter movies or read the Harry Potter books,
Yeah.
and was like, oh sure, whatever. Like they're just saying random things, but then later they go to watch them and they get introduced to the character of Dumbledore or Snape, and then like this memory comes up in their head and they're like, oh, I'm just waiting for this character to die now. Like I know this character's gonna die.
Yeah, sometimes like when recently I rewatched the Karate Kid films, the Karate Kid film, like the newer one.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like I know he wins, but I still feel that moment of panic and stress when he's losing in the massive end fight.
Right, and that's the
But
thing.
you know he's gonna do the grasshopper backflip kick thing, but it's like, I know it's coming, but I still feel
I think that's
the pressure.
I think that's the biggest thing that like people who don't think spoilers are a big deal will always argue. Like you can definitely still enjoy a movie you've seen before.
But yeah,
But
it's like someone like you overhearing a conversation about Star Wars, and someone's like, "Oh yeah, that guy in the black suit was actually the blonde guy's father." And you're like, "Yeah, well that can't mean anything." And then you go on to watch it, and you're like, "Damn it!"
yeah, but
It ruins a massive moment in the series.
yeah, but then you watch it a second time and you enjoy it just as much. You know. And that's the argument you hear a lot. But I would say like the difference is you can only watch it for the first time once, and
No, yeah, of
if
course.
nothing else, just for the sake of like having a varied experience. Like
Mm.
you watch a movie for the second time, or you watch a movie for like the 100th time.
Yeah.
Those are like still going to be similar experiences. It's like you know what's happening, but you're watching it anyway, and you're enjoying it.
Mm.
But the first time you watch a movie, it should be different because you don't know what's happening,
Yeah.
and like maybe a character dies, maybe they don't. Like you are figuring it out for the first time,
Yeah.
and you can say that reading the Wikipedia page is that's when you figure it out for the first time, and that's just as good as opposed to reading it when you already know what's happening. But
Yeah.
clearly, like George Lucas didn't write that Wikipedia page. You know,
Yeah.
he wrote Star Wars. He made the movie Star Wars.
Mm.
That's the intended way of experiencing that story.
Yeah. Of course.
Like you can't just read a summary and think like, oh, I've clearly this is the way I'm supposed to do it. Like, no.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and because of those people that like read the summary and everything when they were telling me about Infinity War is why I'm not interested. Because it's just like I saw this joke going around the internet when Infinity War was coming out and it was like spoiler alert they win, which is like yes of course because it's a Marvel movie. Evil's never gonna win out, even if it's like a 4 part. They're eventually gonna win. Like you
Yeah.
can't unless it's like a horror movie. You can't have an end on a downer,
Yeah. I mean,
especially with a superhero movie, which is meant to be like these uplifting stories of
mm,
people with
have,
unnatural
have you
abilities.
seen Watchmen?
No, I
Well, I don't remember exactly how that movie ends, but I don't think it was like a triumphant victory.
of course, yeah, no, well, yeah, I'm generalizing, but
Yeah, 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 of course.
yeah, I'm
Um,
just saying that they're not meant to be like,
it,
especially Marvel movies. They're
it's
meant to be movies where you watch the guy with the superpowers beat up the things.
yeah, and like they're owned by Disney now, and
Yeah,
it seems very unlikely that Disney would have like a really edgy, like everyone dies and the world gets enslaved by some alien. Like
right, yeah,
that doesn't seem on brand for Disney.
no.
Uh,
I guess you haven't seen the
just
new Mickey Mouse trailers then. No.
yeah, the Mickey Mouse slasher films.
Yeah.
No, I missed those ones.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you haven't been watching movies. Have you been playing games?
Yeah, quite a few games.
Anything in particular?
Well, I guess at school we've been doing. We've started doing this thing where we've brought in like a deck of cards. We've been playing a lot of blackjack, which has been quite fun.
Mm,
Um, like we're all huddled around a table and we're playing.
yeah.
Um,
Do you ever place bets?
not yet.
Yeah.
Someone has like poker chips, and we're wondering if we should one time jokingly like gamble with them, but then the chips are worth nothing.
Right.
Or we can do it with like food. But it's been quite fun because we've been doing. I think it's the version we play is called like Blackjack Uno, where you're given cards, you just have to get rid of all of them,
What?
and different cards do different things. So like an ace, I think it changes suit. A two means pick up two. I think a seven is swap hands with someone. Eight is a skip. Oh, of course, there's the blackjack, which is pick up five, and of course, and like king is change direction and stuff. But
Okay.
it's been quite fun. But what we've been doing since there's a lot of people is we've gotten two decks of cards, mixed them together, and then just had these insane rules where it's like because there's jokers, it's like a joker is pick up like 10. So what we do is one of us will say, can you guys stack, which means can you like put loads of jokers and jacks down? And if everyone says yes, eventually we end up with people picking up like 45 cards. um, which at that point they may as well give up. But it's been really fun, especially with like rules where we've added in like a red jack is a no you. So we've had like sometimes someone's put this massive stack down, and then someone's played like a no you, and then they've played another no you, but then they did that again and then played a no you on top. But yeah, it's been quite fun.
No, I like the term "no you" for that
Yeah,
card.
just like
Just
pick
look
up
at
27, no you. It's mainly
that's
based off the meme, but yeah.
right. That's not at all what I was expecting when I saw blackjack. That sounds that sounds a lot more like Uno, but it
Yeah.
sounds fun. I'm sure someone knows the rules to whatever game that is that you're talking
Yeah.
about.
I think actual blackjack is very different.
Yeah,
Um,
that's like where you're trying to get to 21 but not go over.
yeah.
Like it's a very different game.
Yeah,
Um,
it's yeah. But
I
it's just because two cards center around the main blackjack.
I would
Um,
I would
yeah.
recommend the game Egyptian Rat Screw. If you've
Hmm.
if you've not played that, you can probably look up the rules somewhere online. That's a really fun one to play like at school and things like that
Yeah.
because it involves there's a mechanic in it which involves like slapping the deck at certain
Yeah.
times. So that's always fun when you have a lot of people. But it's also fun because you can if you slap the deck, you get all of the cards, and it's sort of the reverse of Uno. The game ends when someone has the whole deck,
All right. Yeah.
so you're just trying to get all the cards. Um,
Yeah.
but you get the cards that are currently out when you successfully slap it at the correct time, and
Mm.
that is a great feature because if someone is just walking by and sees a game that's already in progress, they can just
Mm.
walk up and slap in
Yeah.
because you can like I've done that before where I see someone else has started a game and has been playing for a little while and then I just walk up and like hit the deck at the right time, grab whatever cards are currently out and then start using those to gain more cards and
Right.
then end up
Yeah.
like winning the game. I wasn't even there when it started. Like
Yeah. With
so
our version, it's like you have to wait till the end because
right, because
yeah.
that's how most games go. It's like you typically can't just jump in the middle.
Yeah.
So I think I would look into learning that game
Yeah. I
because
think
that's a fun one for like just big like school type
yeah.
game.
Yeah. I think a game we also play as well on the playground is Cheat, which is a very good game for like poker faces and stuff. So, but that one's very. I think I'm not sure. I think it wins when you get rid of all your cards. But pretty much like someone will play. So you deal out the cards. I think it's 7 per person,
Mm-hmm.
and then you'll have the deck. Then you flip over the top card face up, and say it's like a 5. It doesn't matter what suit. You have to place down a card face down, which is either a 4, 5, 6. But if you don't have any of those cards, you can just say, like, say it's like a 10. You can say, oh, this is a 6. And if it goes on to the next round, then you're safe. But if someone says cheat, they have to check. And if they've caught you out for cheating, you have to pick up all the cards that were on the table. Or if they were wrong, they have to pick up all the cards on the table. But this gets amazing when there's loads of cards, and then you play a card when you're like, oh, this is going to be a massive red herring, so then someone calls cheat, and then they have to pick up like 20 cards.
Is this BS?
Yeah, I guess so, because you call cheat, but yeah, you can call BS.
Yeah.
That makes sense as well. Yet again,
Oh, actually,
shouting BS loudly in the schoolyard would go
um,
well.
the Wikipedia page is called Cheat. Nice. I guess you win on this
Alright,
one, but it redirected me from bullshit.
right. I think, yeah, that's fine.
Um,
But, yeah.
oh yeah, I guess BS is the more American name for it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that makes sense. Or Snap as well. That's a classic, but that's quite fun. Especially when you get to, like, if your friends put their hands in first, you get to smash down on them really hard. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't been playing a lot of tabletop slash card game, or I guess card games or tabletop games.
Yeah.
I haven't been playing a lot of tabletop games lately because
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of people to play them with.
Yeah. Same here. I
Really enjoy them though. I have a lot of
I
fun.
do like card games and board games. It's just either people I know don't like them, or I guess I don't have enough friends that I don't know how to put this. Because I have quite a few friends. It just
that
feels like I'm at a point where I wouldn't invite them. I don't know. I don't like inviting people around.
Yeah. You don't have enough that like come by, and then the ones that do come by, it's like it's hard to get them to take the time
ones that
to like
do,
sit down and learn a game.
I have got a friend to learn two fun card games I have, which is Boss Dungeon and Exploding Kittens, which are both incredibly fun, and he actually enjoyed them, but they're way more fun with loads of people, like Blackjack Uno, when it's like insanity rules where someone could literally be picking up half a deck of cards.
Boss Dungeon sounds.
Yeah. It's like Game Boy like retro based card game where you have to build a dungeon. I think it's called Boss Dungeon.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. There's an online version. Bass Dongan. No, never mind. That's not what I wanted.
Where's that autocorrect when you need it?
Yeah. There we go. Boss Monster, that's it.
Boss Monster. Okay.
It's either one of those two, but there's the online version. But I think it's only available for Macs, which. So, it's on Steam. Oh, yeah, it costs money on Steam, but yeah, it's a really good game.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. Maybe episode 3 will be just tabletop game discussion.
Yeah.
We'll have to talk more about this.
Yeah, but doing like a nice little. Maybe we could do a Magic game with a couple of other people.
Yeah.
That'd be great. But yeah.
I haven't been playing a lot of tabletop games lately because I haven't been able to, but I have played a little video games in the sense that I've played Splatoon 2 a bit between recording this podcast and the last podcast. And I was actually playing at the same time as Mike Hurley was streaming with the Playing for Fun podcast.
Right. Oh, yeah, I've heard of
that. Yeah, there will be a link in the show notes. But I got the chance to ask him about his thoughts on all of the Wii U remasters that are being released, and he did not share my views on this.
Right.
It didn't really bother him. He's just happy that like more people get to experience the games. That didn't before, which fair enough.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's more of my view of at least they're playing the games instead of not playing them. But it's just, I think you're okay with that. It's just the way they dress them up.
Yeah, and I think also some of his thoughts on that are being colored by the fact that like he was streaming for a podcast where they talk positively about video games.
Right. Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna like just rip into Nintendo on like their positive, happy, fun time podcast.
Happy, good, fun times.
But yeah, I think it also affects me more because I don't have enough money to like buy all of the video games.
Right. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. You know.
And it feels like I'm sort of. I won't go all in on this Wii U rabbit hole again, but it does feel sort of like you're being punished for having bought the console, which seems like it doesn't make sense. You know, you would think like the people who own Wii U's must be like the Nintendo's like most loyal customers. You know,
right? Yeah, of course,
because of how few people bought them.
Yeah,
but
and
how they just like they didn't do well.
Yeah.
But it feels like you're almost being punished if you bought a Wii U because it's like you have to pay twice for a game, or if you don't pay twice for a game, then it's like you get a subpar experience with that game.
Yeah, like online is turned off and such.
Yeah, it's like you can. Well, and just like the slight extra content that they come up with, like you can pay twice for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, or you can just play Mario Kart 8 and not have any of the Deluxe. As opposed to someone who didn't buy a Wii U, where it's like you only have to pay once, and here it is, all nice and packaged with all the DLC. I don't know. It just feels. It just leaves a bad taste in my mouth when I see like so many ports.
Yeah.
Even for like some garbage games, like I mean, even everyone's favorite kart racer for the Wii U, Hello Kitty Cruisers.
Well, of course, yeah. Who could?
Right.
You know what? I can't. Yeah.
You
That
think
single-handedly saved the console.
Yeah, you think Nintendo, you think Mario Kart, of course, is going to be the best kart racer, but no, there's this underdog really knocked it out of the park. Hello Kitty Cruisers, just so good that they had to release it twice. It had to come out on the Switch because those Switch people, they just didn't know what they were missing by not playing Hello Kitty Cruisers.
Oh my gosh, does it begin with a K? Oh Jesus.
Oh, of course.
Oh god.
It's probably good that they didn't put the word cart in there, starting with a K, because that would be too many Ks.
Yep. Yeah. Right.
What are you trying to say there, Hello Kitty? You got some underlying message?
Yeah. I mean, isn't Hello Kitty actually like a Japanese girl trapped in a catsuit or something?
Maybe. Is that the case?
Yeah, I think that's the Hello Kitty lore.
The lore.
Yeah, the deep lore.
I'll take your word for it. You sound like
I'm
you have.
distracted by looking at Switch accessories. But yeah, of course, I literally can't, like, I have had, until they announced that game, I was having, like, suicidal thoughts every day, but when they announced it, God.
Right.
I dropped that noose, like, instantly. Yeah.
Hello Kitty Cruisers, Wabbles Reason to Live. And when the Switch came out, you were like, I don't know if I can get it, because...
It doesn't have Hello Kitty Cruisers.
What if it doesn't have Hello Kitty Cruisers? What if I'm only able to play Hello Kitty Cruisers on the Wii U?
Jeez, it's £30. All worth it. All worth it.
I don't know. Maybe they should just release every video game ever for every console. Like, I guess I'm not opposed to that idea. Like, you know, if they want to just start releasing all of the best GameCube games on the Switch, so I can now like play them on like a portable console. I mean,
yeah, that'd be fun.
Why not?
Yeah.
I guess this is fine.
Yeah. Oh,
it just feels cheap. It feels, especially like how many people don't seem to notice it.
Yeah.
Because they didn't own the previous console. But I guess that's just my problem. It's not on Nintendo. They're making lots of money, and it's not on those people who don't notice a thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we should. I feel like we should end here, but I did just remember something I was gonna mention a while back.
Yeah.
You were talking about your friend who is like or someone that you know that is like a fake Marvel fan.
Oh, all right. Yeah. I don't like using the term like fake fan, but in this case, I feel like it's deserved, which sounds like I'm a snooty asshole, but
yeah.
I don't know. It's just they only watch the movies for the actor, and then they act like they're like the big cheese of Marvel films. Think they're all that, and then like are preaching to you about what's going to happen in the next part of Infinity War.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Something that just annoys me. It's like, even though it probably shouldn't, but there's some like hipster part of me that doesn't like it when people think they know all about a thing, but they are missing like a key important piece.
Yeah, there's like
or even are like missing most of the picture, but they have a small specific knowledge of it. It's like when those Percy Jackson books got really popular.
Oh yeah, yeah,
There were a lot of people who were like, "Oh, I know all about Greek mythology. I know everything there is to know about Greek mythology." Whereas, like, I was a bit into mythology before. Like, I don't
yeah,
even think I've read any of those books. That's because I'm really bad at reading, and that's a separate issue. But
yeah. I think we should get
um,
onto
but
books.
like I knew a good bit about mythology before
Mm.
any of those books even came out, and there were
Yeah,
people who literally had just read those books and they thought they knew it all.
yeah.
I get that same. This might be the biggest one for me, which is I'm a huge Doctor Who fan,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and I've been watching, like, I've seen most of the classic series.
All right, yeah. I need to. I wanted to watch that. I've mainly been watching from Matt Smith's Doctor onwards, but yeah,
Yeah, fair enough. You're pretty young, and like that's
yeah. I used
probably
to get
like your
spooked by Doctor Who.
that's probably your prime
I
like
remember.
generational watching period, I guess.
Yeah, I remember my sister and my dad watching the David Tennant, but I would, because I was a little baby, I would get spooked and run out and go,
Mm,
you know, go on
yeah.
my Xbox.
I mean, if you get into it, you should go back and rewatch.
Oh yeah,
David
of course.
David
I'm definitely
Tennant
gonna
was
try to
very
find
good,
the originals,
but
even with the unbearably bad props and stuff. But yeah,
well, even just rewatching the new series,
of course, yeah.
the
I kind
ninth
of
the ninth and
lost
10th Doctors,
interest.
I think, were very good.
Yeah, yeah. I've kind of lost interest when they tried to make like they tried to redefine what the Doctor was and then make him have like supersonic sunglasses, or that one episode where he had an electric guitar for a sonic screwdriver. Um,
Yeah,
Actually,
Moffat
there's this video from like years ago. See if I can pull it up here.
Moffat's
Uh,
got kind of weird. I'm really interested to see how Chibnall does,
yeah.
because
Oh, of course, yeah. Now they have the woman Doctor, which
right,
that's
they've changed doctors and they've changed showrunners at the same time
yeah,
here. So, and they're even airing it on Sundays, and they're doing it more like, supposedly, like it's gonna be more like a drama than it has been in the past. We'll see. This could be really bad or really good, but in any case, it's a change from Moffat.
yeah.
But what I was
Who
gonna
would?
say is, like, it always annoys me when people think like, "Oh, I know everything there is to know about Doctor Who. I'm the biggest Doctor Who fan that there's ever been," and they've not seen anything prior to 2005.
Right, yeah,
It's like, that's lovely. You keep telling yourself that.
yeah,
It's like so bad and elitist, I guess is the word. But yeah, there's this small like hipster part of me that just, when I knew about something before it became popular, or before,
well,
or
yeah,
I knew about something from a source other than like the source that most people know about it from, it can be annoying. So I could see that happening for people with Marvel, where like someone just gets
oh
really
yeah, the
into the
comic book nerds
movies.
are gonna. Comic book nerds are very angry at the
Right.
moment with this
Someone
whole thing.
someone gets really into the movies and it's like thinks they're the best Marvel person. It's like, "Oh, but you haven't read any of the comics. You don't know."
Yeah, well, I
Um
haven't. I want to get reading the comics because then I can get revenge and spoil Infinity. No, joking, not that much of it. That's just petty.
but I guess
But
that's a slightly different issue from this, because this person, it sounds like, doesn't even watch all the movies, just like reads the summaries and spoils it for themselves, and
yeah,
it's
man doesn't even watch the movies. Yeah, yeah. Actually, back on topic of Doctor Who, I think, yeah, I definitely do want to watch like, yeah, the older episodes because they're very quite interesting. I watched there was a documentary they did on the 50th anniversary, which was about like the life and during his time acting at like the first Doctor,
right.
and yeah,
Yeah, I
uh,
hear that's
that
really
was
good.
great. Yeah, that
I
was
still haven't seen that, but I
yeah,
hear
that
that.
was good. Actually, one of my favorite episodes of Doctor Who was the Pandora's Box one because
Hmm.
it's just a massive mind screw.
Yeah.
I think that's the best way I can put it. But it's when I was like first, when I was quite young, and it was like one of those first,
Yeah.
but the first times I was introduced to
I
uh, like to a type of like complex time travel story.
Yeah, that's definitely one of Moffat's better seasons. Like,
Yeah, definitely.
because he would get really into those complicated time.
Like the silent ones, the ones
Yeah,
like you
like
saw them but you forgot them as soon as you saw them.
yeah, and then like the whole like River Song timeline
God, that
being
was
reversed.
the
It's like
whole
he
pregnancy thing was that was very strange.
like the writer just enjoys making overly complicated like
Yeah, like
timelines and stuff.
wasn't like there was a
Um,
simulation where
but the Pandorica thing was like the first one where it was like he hadn't
yeah
gone quite overboard yet, and also
no
it was like the first time you're doing it, so it's new and interesting. Whereas like if
right
you just repeat that, then it gets less and less effective.
yeah
And
or another good
making
one
it more
was the
complicated is not like the solution to.
yeah or another good one was like the eyeball monster one, where it was those old people that had the eyeballs in their mouths that would come out, and when they touched you, you turned to dust. But I think that was a lot more of a character
Oh,
development one
yeah, I
because
think I know what
didn't
episode
Rory
you're
died
talking
in
about.
that one, but in the other one, but then she would be constantly swapped between these two parallel universes, and one was
Right.
in they're in like
Yeah.
the intergalactic heater died.
Yeah.
Um,
Amy's choice. Yeah.
yeah, that was quite a good episode because it was like a bit like of a brain screw, but at the same time it was
Mm-hmm.
character development because it adds to the checklist of times Rory's died in the series before. Um, yeah, wow, what happened with the Weeping Angels?
Mm-hmm. We have been recording for a very long time. So I have some bonus questions here.
Oh boy, bonus questions. This
Yeah,
feel like it.
I realized like you know what? You gave me 15 questions, but they were all yes or no, 50-50 chance.
Right, yeah.
I gave you 15, but only a third of them were 50-50 chance.
All
So
right.
I feel to be fair, I'm going to give you a bonus 5.
Ooh, okay.
All right.
Right.
They're name the capital. So I'm going to give you a state and you have to
Okay.
name the capital.
Okay.
All right. Number 1, Texas.
Um. Jesus Christ, how have I forgotten this? God damn it, Wabbles, you're an absolute idiot. Okay. No, okay, now I'm scared I'm gonna say the wrong thing. Is it Houston?
No.
No,
But
damn
that's a
it.
good guess. That's a
Yeah,
very good
it's
guess.
Houston or the other one. Begins with a D, right?
Dallas?
Dallas, that's it.
No.
Yeah.
That's another good guess. It's
Damn it.
Austin.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, I know my cities well, but
You
yeah,
you threw out some good guesses.
it's Austin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 2, Arizona.
Phoenix.
Yes.
Yeah.
Look at
that's
that. You
fine.
got one.
Yeah. I did it, pal. Right,
All
yeah.
right. All right.
Mhm.
You're on a streak here.
Yep.
Number 3, Massachusetts.
I think Missouri. I think that's right. I'm not sure. Massachusetts. Hang on. No, hang on. I remember. Hang on. No, I've done a. Hang on. No, I've done a doof. That's like Indianapolis. It's a hell of a mouthful to say.
You think Indianapolis, Massachusetts?
Yes.
It's like that's the state where they just put all the things that are hard to pronounce
Yeah.
and have a lot of syllables.
Yeah.
No. Answer we were looking for, Boston.
Boston. Oh yeah. Yeah. Boston, Massachusetts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
I figure that's one of those cities you probably hear about but like don't know where it is, like Chicago.
Yeah.
Where is Chicago? Is that Illinois? It's not a capital in any case. But
Right, yeah.
Boston is, and
Mm.
we're on to number 4,
Number 4. Okay.
Delaware.
Oh, right. This was the reverse of the other one. Delaware.
I was wondering if you would remember that. So you passed that much of the test.
Yeah. So that's the state Delaware, wasn't it? Like it was a alliteration. Oh no, is it Dover or Denver? Damn it. Oh, it's a 50. I guess say Denver. Because,
Final answer?
yeah.
No, it was
Oh, damn
Dover.
it. Well, at least I knew it was, yeah.
So close.
There's two of
But
them I've gotten
alas,
so
you get the
close.
question wrong that I asked
Yeah.
you twice.
Right, when you said, "Oh, are you sure?" Yeah, I need to take out. You sure is you're
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah. But you could have gone into one of those things where you triple guess yourself.
Yeah. So
Um,
I'm glad I made the instinctive decision based on. Yeah.
yep. Just stick with your gut. But
Yeah.
in this case, your gut was wrong. Um,
Right. Yeah.
Denver was Colorado.
Right. Yeah.
Right. All right. Last one. Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. Oklahoma. Oh, I think don't we know? I think I know someone that lives in the um Oklahoma. I think it begins with an M.
Last one. Take all the time you need.
But no. No. Is it no. I was gonna say, is it technically cheating if I quickly not look it up but look at something else? But I guess so.
Yeah. I feel like looking at anything else is cheating.
Yeah.
It's just supposed to come from your brain.
Damn it! I know, because I'm gonna know it when you tell me. Because I know. Yeah. I'm glad. So I'm gonna guess again, like Indianapolis. It's all the hard to pronounce things at Indianapolis now.
That's your final guess, Indianapolis.
I mean, yeah, because I know what it. Ah, damn it! Yeah, it's all those things that I'll be forever trying to remember.
You're gonna hate this.
It's like it's gonna be like
It's Oklahoma City. Wabbles has left the call.
Damn it. No, why? Why have they done this?
I was really hoping you would get it. I was hoping you would just guess Oklahoma City just as a stupid joke.
That makes me annoyed beyond belief. Right, cool. Never mind. I didn't actually know it then.
Yeah.
But, yeah. It's,
That's great.
that's the worst thing ever. But I just feel like we need
I'm
a universal system.
yeah. I'm still confused about some of these, like A levels and NVQs.
MBQs? What?
I don't know. It's on the page here. National vocational qualifications.
I haven't heard of this. Wait, what? Oh, right. What's this for?
So you don't even know what that is. Okay, so it's probably not that
Well,
important.
There are work-based awards in England, Wales, and Northern Ireland that are achieved through assessment training.
I feel like this is turning into like the Ska tries to understand the British school system podcast.
National diploma. Oh, so diplomas you have. They're for, yeah. International. IOB, yeah.